Welcome to the Contemporary Hand Drummer instructional video set. My name is Rosa, and I want to welcome you to the world of hand drums. I was born and raised in Humacao, Puerto Rico. At age 9, I started music lessons with Professor Jose Rivera. At age 14, I was taking lessons with Professor Jose Pepe Torres. By age 17, I was a regular musician for the Puerto Rico Symphony Orchestra. By age 19, I was accepted into the University of Miami, where I had the opportunity to work with several major recording artists, such as Arturo Sandoval, Tito Puente, among many others. I'm currently a percussion recording artist and a highly honored corporation author and educator. Once again, I want to welcome you to the world of hand drums. Through the course of this video, you will find useful information. In this particular video, we're going to be working with the following: the clave, basic sounds for tumbadoras, and from there we're going to start building up what is called the tumbao, using the different sounds for the tumbadoras. We're going to talk about the contemporary tumbao for salsa bands and a couple of Afro-Caribbean rhythms which are very good for this level. Now let's move on and let's start working on the basic sounds for the tumbadora. But before we go to that, I want to clarify something. This instrument right here, it is not called congas. The traditional name to it is tumbadoras. You're going to see the name on the screen, tumbadoras. Okay? Commercially, this drum right here, the big drum, is called the tumba. The second one that I have in my lap right now is called the conga. And the small one, commercially, is called the quinto. That traditionally, the names are the following. The big one is called the caja, C-A-J-A in Spanish, caja. The second one, which is the one I have, is called the mula, M-U-L-A. And the smallest one is called the cachimbo, which is the soloist, of course, the cachimbo. Now, let's start working with one tumbadora. From there, we're going to start building up the tumbao. We're going to add the second tumbadora and then the third tumbadora. Basic sounds. The tumbadoras has 7 basic sounds, which are as follows. The open tone, the bass tone, the mute sound, the close slap, the open slap, wrist, and the nails. Some of those basic sounds are put together to create what we call the tumbao. Now, I'm going to show you the position for the left hand. As you see, I have my left hand right in the middle of the drum to create the bass sound and the tip. Now, whenever you think of this like a mousetrap. You know, if you have a mousetrap at home and you put it on, you see the metal part of it like slap. So it's easier. You can just bam, slap. And from there, we're going to start developing a little bit more speed. Now, if you're left-handed, just do the opposite. With your right hand in the center of the drum, and just think of a mousetrap. Let's move on to the next sound, which is the close slap. To develop the close slap is very difficult, but with practice and patience, you can do it. The way to do the close slap is the following. The hand on the prior position, just give a little bit of pressure onto the drum head, and the right hand towards the center of the drum. You bring the hand down with like whenever you're slapping someone in the back or something. Hey, you know. Now let's combine those first two sounds. Now, the next part of it, we're going to add 3 notes with your left hand, which is tip, bass, tip. Again, tip, bass, tip. Now let's add the first 2 to this one. Interesting, huh? Let's add one more sound to it, which is 2 open tones. It will be like this. Let's add the prior sounds onto this, and you're going to have the first part of the tumbao. As you see, I lifted my arm a little bit out so the open tone will not interfere. Again. It's very important to keep your left hand or right hand in position, the right position, so you can develop the proper sound to it. Let's move on. Now, let's talk about clave. What is clave? What is all about? Clave is a pulse that drives Latin music all around. Clave was starting to be used in the early 1900s for some montunos and for some guarachas and rumba, of course. Clave is like the 2 and 4 for the rock beats. If you hear a rock band, 1, 3, 1, 3. So clave will be the same, but for Latin music. For example, let's talk about 3/2 son clave. As you may know, there's 2 types of clave, son and rumba. We're going to start with 3/2 son clave. 3/2 son clave we'll be playing like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's move to 2-3 son clave. 2-3 son clave is the same clave as 3-2, but backwards. We're going to start on the second measure of the clave, which will be 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's move on to rumba clave. Rumba clave, the difference between son and rumba clave is that the third beat in the first part of the clave is a little bit late or behind. It will sound like this, the 3-2 rumba clave. To many of my students, which they have a lot of trouble trying to get off hold of that rumba clave because of the late beat, I usually tell them, look, you can do this. Play the first two and use your feet. Or I have another method for children, for example, in which what I do is I use syllables, ta and ch. The ta is the hit, the ch are the rest. It will be like this, da ch ch, da ch ch ch, da ch ch, da ch, da ch ch ch. See, it's very easy. Let's give it a little bit more speed so you can see how it should sound at a faster tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, in rumba clave, they don't do 2-3 rumba clave, but it is taught so people can understand that you can put it backwards, right? It'll sound like this. Now let's move on. Now that you have the first part of the tumbao, let's play it on tempo. Okay, let's do it a little bit faster. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's your turn. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you may see, when I'm clapping, the first clap is the left hand or right hand, and the second clap, it will be, okay? Now, let's talk about the second part of the tumbao, in which we add the second tumbadora. Now, it will be like this. Again, palm, tip, slap, open, Let's give it a little bit of speed to it. This part falls on the 3 part of the clave, which it will be ta, 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 ta. The first part that you just learned falls in the 2 part of the clave, which it will be ta, ta. Let's add both together and let's make the full tumbao. That's very exciting, doesn't it? Let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it slower so you can see how everything falls down. Now, let's move to a third tumbadora. I have some patterns that I do basically for 3 tumbadoras, which for the tumbao, I used to follow it in the 3-2, and then the 2 part is just the normal tumbao. As you see me singing the clave. I really recommend for you to do the same because it is going to help you understand where the tumbao is falling, where everything falls on in the tumbao. Now, I want you to play along with me the full tumbao. I'm going to be playing the clave, which is going to be 2-3 song clave. And you at home are going to be playing along with me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was fun, huh? Isn't it? You can repeat this exercise anytime you want until you are able to master the full tumbao. Before we close, I want to show you a couple of rhythms so you can practice and study. The first one is called bolero. Bolero, as in the tumbao, uses the palm tip, the slap, and the open tone. But this time, we're going to work around the drum so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it slower. Now, I want to show you a rhythm from my country called bomba. Bomba seca. Bomba seca. The bomba seca uses the bass and the open tone. Okay? With this, we have come to a close of this video. I hope this has been a blessing for you. I will recommend for you to practice every day. Study this video pretty well and buy more material that will get you to the next level. Remember, practice makes perfection. With that, I would like to say it was a pleasure to be in your home today, and God bless you.